feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman, y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain, the cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit, I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah, said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah, I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch I step in it, yeah, and I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here, watch I touch down, pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now, have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that, big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that, work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that, had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, a.k.a. Martin Lawrence, and I am Greg, a legend in my own mind. Jay, what's going on with your fam?
Not much, man. I don't know if I'm Martin or you're Martin, or you might be. You Martin. You definitely Martin. You definitely Martin. I think you Tommy then.
You definitely
Tommy or Cole, one or two.
You definitely Martin, boy. Woo, man. I say, boy, Tank got him one on that one, boy. Oh, he got him one. He got him one on that one, boy. No, that's your theme song, according to Tank. All right, man. Shout out to everybody, man. We got Jay. Hey, I got a bone to pick with Jay today, man. Jay, that's my guy, but we gotta talk today, boy. We gotta talk today. I saw Jay in the comment section. We gotta talk today, Jay. But man, let me first start off by saying Shout out to the people that support the channel, Rock Dog Interactive. If you need anything in regards to your website design or logo design, reach out to Rock Dog Interactive. They can hook you up. Black Father Figures, that's the League of Legacies. We haven't heard from him in quite some time, but he's doing amazing work out there in the community for Black Fathers, so make sure you check him out. And then the Dodge Vodka, www.nadajvodka.com. The smoothest tasting vodka you will ever want to drink is African-American owned out of Jacksonville, Florida. I'm from Orlando, Florida, so it's a Floridian connection there. So definitely make sure you check that out. And also, you guys need to check out our Discord. Right now, we got several people in the Discord. We got John Mack in the Discord. We got Brian S in the Discord. Gina's in the Discord. Of course, Jason in the Discord. So come check it out, man. We talking boxing in there. And sometimes we're talking about stuff that, things that, we won't make a video on because, quite frankly, it might be a little irresponsible to make videos on some of that stuff. So, but yeah, come check out the Discord, and we'll put the link to the Discord in the chat today. All right, man. What else we got, Jay? Anything else? Shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat. I see Band Up Jay. Jake, what's going on with your fam? Bruce Gas Boxing, what's going on? Salute.
Bruce
Brandon
Gas,
House is
salute.
in the building. Salute. And Jay, where do you want to start, my guy?
Hey, well, let's start with a couple call outs. Garrett Antoine Russell calling out on Subriel Matias, which I thought was a great move by him because he's kind of like the one person at 140 that no one talks about. I know he's been inactive due to injury and maybe some other things, but he's definitely a force to be reckoned with at 140. So I'm happy he called out Subriel Matias because that's another person that's not being called out as well, Subriel Matias. So the two of them in a matchup, that'd be a hell of a fight, and I'd love to see that fight happen this year, especially for Matias strap. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I would love to see that fight too. I think Gary Anton Russell is explosive. I like the fact that he's calling out Subriel Matias, somebody who a lot of people are not calling out. There's a lot of, Tszyu actually did start negotiations with him, but of course that didn't materialize because of the hand injury for Matias. But outside of Tszyu, we really haven't heard anybody speak to it. We saw Bill Haney on the Porterway podcast. He said, that young man's name deserves to be said, and they said it, but they didn't say anything about fighting him. So Gary Anton Russell, and calling them out, he's trying to position himself to get a big fight, and hopefully we're gonna have Gary Russell on soon. I reached out and got some word back from him, so hopefully we'll be able to get him and connect with him soon to talk about some of these things that are currently going on in the sport. But I like the fight. I think Gary Anton Russell is explosive. Subriel Matias got power in both hands and comes to fight. And I saw in the comment section a lot of people felt like Subriel Matias would just wipe or wash Gary Anton Russell, and I don't believe that's the case. I think it'll be a highly competitive fight, a very explosive fight, kind of I won't call it a fast chess match, but it will definitely be explosive in my opinion after the first few rounds, and they get an opportunity to feel each other out. But I would be looking forward to a fight like that. I think that would be an amazing fight.
Yeah. I don't see it being him getting washed. Gary Anton Russell has a pretty good high IQ boxing IQ, and he can throw them things. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about Subriel Matias, he's there to be hit. He also was the type of fighter I want to take your power, and I don't think that's always the best thing to do against someone like Gary Anton Russell. But I think it'll be a hell of a fight. On that, I really hope they get it on, sooner than later. Because they both need a fight. They need a dance partner. Both of them coming off a little layoff and injury, so it works. That'd be perfect for me.
No, again, tremendous fight. I don't know if that's something that could actually be made. A lot of people were talking about what does Gary Anton Russell bring to the table for somebody like Subriel Matias because he has a title. But again, you can make the same argument for Subriel Matias getting the opportunity to face Devin Haney, or Subriel Matias getting the opportunity to face Teofimo Lopez. Yet we'll see people who are fans say they're ducking them or they won't call them out, so forth and so on. So there's always that repetitive cycle of what have you done? You haven't done anything to deserve a fight. And that's the part that is always a stickler for me. As long as the business is right, there's always a reason to make a fight. And we see fighters make fights with individuals that don't deserve fights according to the criteria that people are using all the time. Yet they get the opportunity. So I would love to see the fight, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I got to give a shout out to my guy, Team Gill in the building. What's going on with your fam? And my guy, John Max in the building. What's going on with your fam?
Salute. So Jay said, is it true Gary declined that fight in the past? Though, I don't know anything about that.
I heard something about that. I don't know I don't know if that's true or not, but certainly if we get Gary Russell on there, I'll ask him that question directly. Did he have the opportunity to actually fight Subriel Matias? Certainly.
Definitely. All right. So one thing I found interesting, with Derrick James and Anthony Joshua. We know Anthony Joshua said he's going with Ben Davison for a second bout with him. So does this mean DJ's out? Because he's been with DJ for 2 fights. I don't know if we could say it was 2 full fights, but it was 2 fights. He looked okay with the fight with Jermaine Franklin. In the second fight, that's when he got the knockout, but we're just like, okay, he looked a little bit better. But all this going between trainers, I don't see that as a good thing for AJ. I know he's saying this because of the location, and we know DJ does have a little stable of trainers, of fighters rather. But I don't like it. I think DJ is possibly out, and it's probably a mutual split, just based on the location, just what works best for both of them. Especially with DJ now working with Ryan Garcia, who just got a fight, who's trying to get another big fight. We know he has Jamel. We know he has EJ. We know he has Frank. So that's a lot on his table. And then with AJ being across the pond, could be the situation, or just could be the fact that they're not meshing anymore. What you think? What's your thoughts on that, though?
Boy, I have never in my lifetime seen a trainer go from sugar to shit as fast as we've seen from DJ. And let me preface my comments by saying this: I like that camp, I like that team, but we've heard things out of that camp in regards to Frank Martin. Now, it hasn't materialized yet. We've heard things out of that camp in terms of Errol Spence. It hasn't materialized yet. We heard this a few weeks ago, and DJ dismissed it as people just talking, and to me that never made any sense whatsoever. Jay, it never made any sense to me, because you are a fighter that supposedly is looking for the right solution, the right equation in order to improve your skill set, right, to bring you to that next level. You just made a transition from your old trainer to Robert Garcia, from Robert Garcia to DJ. And now, after 2 fights, you're telling me that, logistically speaking, that is the reason why he will not be in your camp in your next fight. Oh, but you're going to circle back to him? I always thought that was bullshit. Like, that was never going to happen. And, when DJ said that, I'm like, that don't sound right to me, bruh. That don't sound right to me at all. It seems like there's a disconnect between what he's saying and what AJ is saying. And I like DJ. I like him as a trainer. But there's been some things that have occurred over the last several months that just, man, it looks bad, dog. There's no way to cut it. And I'm about to go into a rant, Jay. I know it. I feel a rant coming on.
Get it, man.
I saw somebody in the comment section talking to me about how we switched up with Terence Crawford, talking about how we used to call him out. Now we're soft. We don't do this, we do that. All this other craziness, dog. And this was it's been the last couple of Terence Crawford videos. And it pisses me off because you and myself, all we do is call what we see. We see it how we see it. And people go into the comment section, they make up shit saying that we said stuff that we never said, so forth and so on. And it just really, 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 really pisses me off. Right? Do you feel that we're being soft on any of these fights? I don't necessarily feel like we're being soft on this. I think there's a lot of stuff that's left that people, again, I make the comments all the time. There is arguments and positions are not binary. They're complex, and people will come and they'll listen to one video and they'll run with their own conclusion. But this gentleman really rubbed me the wrong way, talking about we used to call Terence Crawford out. We still call Terence Crawford out.
We still do.
We still call him out. Just because we say he's the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the sport. Oh, you're backtracking on what you said. No, we didn't. We always said the fight was close. We always said Terence Crawford was a highly skilled fighter. I don't understand this. Like, just because I'm not going to shit on the man if the man didn't do something to be shitted on. And in that particular, Yeah, and in that particular video, it had nothing to do with Terence Crawford double talking or anything like that. I was actually defending Terence Crawford because it was my belief that he shouldn't go over to Australia because he's in a position where he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Do you know what's interesting? In the last video we did with Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis, in that one video, we had people saying that we hate on Tank. In that same video, we had people saying we hate on Devin. And it's the same freaking video.
And we didn't flip-flop the stance of that video at all. We stayed.
No.
Oh my gosh. It's funny, people that say we hate on Devin are the same people that were saying that Devin lost against Loma. But we were one of the few channels that actually felt that Devin won that fight. Give Devin credit for his resume. We're also one of the channels. Everyone knows Tank's one of my favorite fighters, but I'm also critical of him of saying that he needs to fight either a SHAKUR, a Frank, or a Devin this year. You know, so how can we be hating on Tank and hating on Devin in the same video? I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
I don't get it either, man, and it becomes frustrating because again, arguments are not binary, dog. Positions are not binary. I don't think that everything that Terence Crawford has ever done in his career and under the sun is a mistake. You know what I mean? But I have been critical in certain areas. I've been critical of Tank. I've been critical of Spence. But people only hear like what they want to hear, and a lot of people come to your channel or any other channel hoping that all you're going to do is shit on another fighter, and sometimes they deserve it. I mean, we were big fans of Jermell Charlo, and after the Canelo fight, we had to shit on him because or we had to be critical.
Or didn't do, rather. What he didn't do in the ring, where he was just there to survive and take a check.
Yeah, exactly. So we had to be critical of him, and people only get certain things out of these conversations, and it really pisses me off when people do that. So like, come on, man. Like, I'm complex. My positions and the way that I view things are complex. So I'm gonna have a complex view of a person. They're not binary, dog. So it is what it is. DJ, I love him as a trainer, but man, when you look at everything that has occurred over the last several months, Frank's performance, the fact that Frank was not listening in the corner, Errol Spence's performance, which quite frankly is a team loss. I mean, that is everything went wrong in that fight for you to lose in that manner. The way that Jermell fought was awful. Who else? AJ has been successful. Ryan has won his fights. I can't say that they looked outstanding or anything of that nature, but at this point, it ain't really looking good for DJ, and it never made any sense to me that AJ was just, I'm just taking one. Logistically speaking, dude, you know how important the trainer is as a part of your team. Why the hell would you go into a fight knowing that I don't care what the logistics are? Then we need to either improve the logistics or we need to have better timing on it because I'm the freaking main event, so I should be able to push this back. It made no sense to me, dog, and I think that relationship is done. They were
already known. The logistics were already known before he even signed up to fight with DJ. You know what I'm saying? And if, in my opinion, says AJ got homesick, then damn, that's a whole different story. He just should have never even tried that. You know, but he was over there in the States fighting with training with Robert Garcia. So I mean, it's not like he hasn't been in the States training before, you know. But this going back and forth, especially at this stage in his career, where he has tendencies and a foundation already. I mean, it's not much to change. He is who he is for the most part. Maybe some little subtle changes, but for the most part, that's his foundation. That's who he is. He's going to do those same things all over again, over and over again. And if you don't get no continuity with a trainer, it's not going to help your case. It ain't going to help your case. Just like Deontay Wilder. We wanted Deontay Wilder to do some of the things early on as far as some of improving his boxing skill instead of just relying on just that one punch. That we're always critical of him that because he relied on that so much. And when it didn't happen or someone could take that punch, what you going to do then? Nothing. You're setting your ways. So we'll see if this helps him out by staying with Ben Davison again. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. He this fight with him and Francis Ngannou, he needs to handle that business though.
Man, I have a feeling that ninja gonna get knocked out. I don't know what it is, dog, but I just keep having a feeling this dude is going to get knocked out. I can't shake it. He should win, but I can't shake it. Something tells me that if Ngannou lands, he going night-night.
Yeah. If the fire gets hot, it's going to be interesting if he stands there. But as far as skill-wise, he should definitely take care of Ngannou in that regard. But to your point, that's been the biggest thing about AJ is, when the going gets tough, how will he be? Will he stay? That would be the question. That was the biggest difference between him and Deontay Wilder. He was more skilled, but Wilder had that heart and that dog in him. I don't know what the hell happened with him with this Joseph Parker fight. Outside of that fight, Wilder had a dog in him that was just going to keep going until he couldn't go anymore. The last fight, I just think Wilder just wasn't when he wasn't there for whatever reason mentally, because it wasn't what Joseph Parker was doing. It was more so what Deontay wasn't doing, But we'll see about this. But the one thing me and Greg talked about a while back with AJ is the fact that he said, was it before he went to Robert Garcia? He said, "I want someone to help me get that dog," or something to that nature.
Yeah, something to that effect.
We're like, that's not how that works. You got to have that in you. I'm not going to train with Greg, and all of a sudden I got a dog in me. That's just kind of like in you.
I agree totally. Where do you want to go from here, my guy?
I was just checking up. They said Ngannou is a dog for real, but not a skill. Yup, agreed. Ngannou is from the real gutter. Ngannou going to push AJ. Forget boxing skill. AJ is fighting a monster. Yeah, I think so. I think he has to be skilled. He has to use his boxing skills in that. He has to be smart. But
someone tell me he's gonna get knocked out, but maybe I'm wrong.
if he gets knocked out, it's gonna be a real bad look. It's gonna be a bad look on boxing. Just for a guy to come basically from MMA background, fighting, handling business with Fury, and I felt that he won that fight with Fury. At the very least, had a draw, and then to fight AJ, and if he knocks him out, Greg, man, it's gonna end up gonna be talking shit for the whole year.
Good.
And I don't want that man up. We got off because Washington got the ass kicked. But this happens, we're going to have to hear your mouth the whole year, man.
Facts.
The whole year.
What's next on the agenda, my guy?
So let's go back to Devin. So we had talked about him and AB have been kind of like, well, not necessarily Devin's dad. Bill and AB kind of been going back and forth, and AB really is trying to get that fight. I'm not mad at AB for trying to get the fight because he needs to fight somebody. This would be a good look for him, but for Devin, it doesn't bring anything to Devin's resume, honestly. At this point, having Adrian Broner's name on your resume is not going to increase your stock at all, especially this version of AB. So nah, I don't want to see it. What's your thoughts on AB and a potential Devin?
I hate it. Fight? I absolutely hate it. And this is where the Devin Haney fans, and this is where this is where the hate comes, right? Where
they're gonna say hating.
We're gonna say hating. If you are in support of Bill Haney reaching out to Adrian Broner to make a fight, you are part of the problem. Because clearly that's not a big fight. But yet they'll give Devin a pass and say that's okay. But then they'll have an issue with whoever Tank fights. And I'm on the record stating that I believe that Devin Haney has a better resume currently than Gervonta Davis. But the extent to which we try to say that his resume is better is vastly overblown. Devin just got there with the Regis Prograis fight. And again, I like what Devin is doing. I like what his dad is doing. They're keeping him relevant. Man, Bill Haney is a hustler. A natural born hustler. Right? And I like that. I respect that. That don't mean I can't see through what the hustle is. I still see what the hustle is, right? And to the point that Shawn Porter made, which I know I'm kind of combining things here, but it's like a lot of what they're doing is smoke and mirrors in the sense that we're trying to present an image to you that's not necessarily real. Now, when I say that, let me make sure I'm clear on that. Is Devin Haney a hell of a boxer? Absolutely. Is Devin Haney an undisputed champion? Absolutely. Does Devin Haney deserve the respect of boxing fans, hardcore and otherwise? Absolutely. Is Devin Haney the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world? No. Is Devin Haney a draw? No. Is Devin Haney, is this the Devin Haney era? No. So I see what they're doing. I see the hustle, and I believe that they have plans in terms of what it builds a guy that's strategically thinking. He is hustling. He has what in his mind what he believes should be the next step for Devin Haney, and I'm not sure that that's a fight with Tank or T.O. or Ryan. Ryan would have made a whole lot of sense. So I think they definitely did want that fight. But AB might be some kind of stay busy fight for him. And ordinarily I would say whatever. But at the same time, because there's so much emphasis placed on everybody else and who their opponents are, then you got to do the same for Devin. So that's my thoughts on that. That fight is terrible. There's no way that fight should be made. I don't want to see AB versus Devin Haney at all. Nah,
not at all. I mean, AB will sell a fight, make it interesting. But I mean, as far as where Devon's at, Devon's beyond that. You know, especially if he's chasing legacy. That's not going to do anything for his legacy. You know, someone said not even the Walmart version of Great Value, Montana Love, can beat AB. It's just beyond that. I mean, you kind of added to the next topic I was going to go to about Porter and talking about Tank and a Devin fight.
Well, real quick before you go there, number one, I want to say we got 63 people in the building, 30 likes. If you get the opportunity, folks, please smash that like button. It is free. It helps people find this content. And if you're new to the channel, this is AM Sports Media, the Angry Man Podcast. We're always dropping boxing content. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you are a subscriber, consider becoming a member. It's $2.99 a month. It helps supports the channel. And, you know, hey, what can I say? That's how we keep bringing you guys this content. And also, we have a Discord. And we would love for you guys to join the Discord. If you're a member and you join the Discord, you're in the special Nadaz VIP room where we talk about boxing, but we have a lounge in there, just the AM Sports Lounge, where we just talk all boxing. Please consider joining the Discord. We'd love to see you in there. All right, Jay, I want to highlight something real quick that came from Santos. No, from Santos. And this is the thing that I try to get people to understand, man. And I've seen people get all pissed off, and shout out to some of the folks that are on Twitter, man, that showed us love and got Leonard Ellaby commenting on a lot of the tweets and things that we have done. But the thing about it is, if you unsubscribe to our channel because you disagree with our position, then I'm happy for you to leave. Leave, because the channel is about people coming together and talking about the sport and giving their perspective. And I don't give a shit if your perspective is the same as my perspective. I don't care. I enjoy going through there and reading. I like to go read what Jay has to say. Sometimes he agrees with me, sometimes he doesn't. John Mack never agrees with me. Santos says that, respect to that point, fellas, I got blocked by a channel for giving one tag comment on Tank. Respect your analysis on all sides. Because yes, I want to hear all sides. Jay, you want to hear all sides. You're not going to get blocked because you disagree with us. I don't give a damn. Come in, talk, disagree. Let's chop it up. All right. I just wanted to say that, man, because that's part of the reason why we started the channel, man. That's just way too prevalent, man. And it's just too many people are intolerant to other people's views, and it just makes no sense at all.
Exactly. Now, I just want to comment on Grant Gabriel. He said, why does only Devin need to fight big fight after big fight? I'm not saying he needs to fight big fight after big fight, because Devin's resume has proven that he's willing to do everything. You know, I just don't like the AB fight. I just don't like that fight. You know, I'm not saying he needs to fight a killer after the killer. So
I don't like. I'm fine with him fighting Sandor Martin. If it's mandatory, I'm fine with him fighting Sandor Martin.
Yeah,
I don't care. All right, where are we going for here, Jay?
Team Gill got me rolling. Too funny. So last thing on the tab, really, Bud looking in the fight Tim Tszyu.
I think we got a couple other things on the tab that is not a part of the description. Yeah. before we go there, because I want to address something that came from my guy Jay. I gotta address this one because Jay was talking about this. What video was that? Was it Devin? Might have been Devin. Devin going to 147. I can't remember, but here's my thing. And I love Jay. I love to see Jay's opinions because Jay's opinions are always, you can't really poke holes in Jay's opinion, right? They're always well put together, and I like that. I like his opinion. Even if I don't agree with it, I like how he puts together his thoughts. But the thing that I have, and he mentioned about advocating for the fight, not talking about roadblocks. How do you advocate for the fights to happen, right? And I think just merely talking about the fights, making videos on the fights, I think that advocates for the fight in general, because we're making content around that and it brings awareness to the particular fight, the fighter, so forth and so on, right? But not only that, my thing is this. We ask fighters, and this only exists in boxing. We ask fighters to do what we wouldn't do in our own personal careers, right? So imagine this, Jay. You are, let's say you're a promoter, right? And you have been in the promotion game for 10 years, such that you have built the clientele. You can put on some of the best events and you bring in big revenue. There's someone else that promotes. They promote to a different crowd, but they're not as successful as you, right? They want to come together because they think there's an ideal where, you guys can put together a promotion together for whatever event it is, and you guys could bring together both worlds. But this particular promoter, who's substantially smaller than you, but you're willing to work with, wants half of the gate. They want half of the revenue from the event. They want half the tickets. They want to be able to dictate where the event is. They want to tell you what you're going to be like. Hell no, because if I'm going to do all that, well, I don't even need you, right? I've been doing X and you've been doing Y. I think there's good business to come together and do this, but why would I concede what I have been working the last 10 years to accomplish? That's the same thing in boxing. So whether we like it or not, the business of boxing exists. We would not ask anybody in the NFL or the NBA, hey, LeBron, can you make less? Why don't you reduce the amount of money that you're worth, the amount of money that you've worked to earn over the last 18 years so that there's more money to spend in other areas from the collective bargaining agreement, so we have a more balanced NBA. LeBron gonna tell you, hell no. I'm not conceding any dollars. Why would I concede dollars so that somebody else can benefit? They're not going to do that. And then the argument would be, well, you're doing it for the fans. LeBron going to say, F the fans. Y'all got to figure out a way to be more competitive without requiring me to lose or reduce my income. And that's so that part, we only ask fighters to do that. And that ain't right, in my opinion. So I wanted to go there, Jay. I know you probably got a different perspective, but I wanted to go there.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying as far as like relative towards Bud, going over to Australia. Since he is the A side, he'll be given a concession as far as going over there fighting on Tim's terms on that. And guys, this is only in the event that the Spence fight is not happening next. If Bud has an option to go elsewhere, since we know Spence just had cataract surgery. We know the next fight is supposed to be for Spence in the rematch. We're not disrespecting Spence or anything like that. Like some people may think we done in the past. This is only with that caveat there. But for Bud right now, I think it's slim pickings for him right now, honestly, as far as who he's going to be able to fight. I know Bud wants to stay active, and based on what Bernie has said, he wants legacy, and if it's not chasing the money, then he can go over there. And not saying that Tim Tszyu is going to be a big legacy fight, but it sets him up for him to get a future legacy fight by becoming undisputed at 154. He'll have one of the belts. IBF is a vacant belt. And Mel has the WBC and the WBA belts until further notice, unless something he gets stripped or anything like that. I doubt he's getting the Canelo fight because I don't think Canelo will take that fight for a multitude of reasons. For one, Bud is more skilled than him, but he's going up 3 weight classes. So he beats Bud, he's going to be beating him, picking on a little guy, and he's not going to get the full credit he would deserve, honestly, in that regard there. So I understand why he wouldn't take that fight, especially when the fight at 168, I still want to see Canelo versus Benavidez. That's the only fight I want to see Canelo at 168. But as far as Bud, if he were to go over to fight Tim Tszyu, I'm okay with him doing that. Me personally, I think he's going to have to. I think they're going to pay him a lot of money for him to do that.
I ain't doing that shit. If I'm Crawford, I ain't doing it. Crawford has worked his entire career, like he said, to position himself to do what it is that he wants to do today, right? Why the hell would that include going over to Australia? Why? If he's the star that we say that, or that other people say he is, we don't say that, but if he's the star that other people say he is, then he can make the money over in the States. Why would you get? I'm not going over to his hometown, man. It's nothing wrong with going to fight abroad. That makes you quote unquote world champion. But why the hell are you gonna go to somebody's hometown backyard for some backyard home cooking? For what? Man, I'm not doing that. Yeah. Not if I'm in his position.
I agree with you. Bud is the A side. Bud controls the chess pieces on the board, but if they're gonna open up that bank for him, he'll do it.
Yeah, I do it too. But still, I mean. But what are we talking about opening up the bank? What does that mean? How much money is that?
He has to get paid more than at least 10 million. I'm thinking at least 10 million to go over there. Because you're the A side and you're going on that side, across the pond over there. So it has to be worth his while. And Bud's 36. He don't need this. That's the thing. Bud don't need this shit. Bud can retire right now. He could have retired last year. He's already said he's not fighting too much longer. So I mean, if he's really trying to chase legacy and try to be undisputed, that's the fastest way for him to get there. Right now.
All I know is this, man. Bernie the Boxer was in the comment section. I'm going to invite him to the show again. Trying to get Bernie on. I done reached out to
we ain't gonna double team you. We gonna let you talk, bro.
Yeah, I reached out to somebody else on the team to see if we can get Bernie to come on. I don't know why Bernie just come on, man. I'll come to your channel. I don't mind coming to your channel too. But we would love to have you on, Bernie. Our subscribers would love to get the opportunity to hear us and see us interact, and I think it will be a great conversation. So, if you up to it, we are. Well, certainly I am.
Jason, so what's your thoughts on this statement here by the wise one? Salute, and Bud should be going over there because he's entering somebody else's weight class, and he's not the champion. That's why. I get he's not the champion at 154, but
I mean,
he's a bigger draw. He's a bigger better champion also. So.
Man, if you say he's the champion, Tim Tszyu is the champion, so Bud got to come in last or all that other stuff. Yeah, I can see that, but man, boxing doesn't work that way, dude. Just because you're the champion don't mean that you dictate terms.
Real simple. I mean, that's the same thing with a Devon and a Tank fight.
Yeah,
Tank Devon at 140. Devon's not controlling shit. Tank's doing all that.
Hey, Juice Lee, man, stop with that Boots versus Arrow stuff, man. That ain't what should be next. Stop it. Juice coming in here talking crazy, man.
Now, yeah, I don't know. That fight, yeah, nah. That fight, nah.
No, man. Juice talking crazy, man.
He messing with you.
We gotta do something about Juice, man. He is
talking crazy. He said, but he knows Tim Tszyu got the entire Australia, including all the kangaroos behind him. You ain't shit for that comment. The future, got some old pugilists. Ain't shit. Not at all.
What's the other topic? I think we got a few more topics, man.
Right, that was all that was on there.
Nah, man. What about the videos we did today? Damn it, man. Boy, I gotta teach this. Gotta teach this youngin', man.
Man, your memory is just as bad as mine. Shut up.
It is, but I don't give a damn. I'm still going. Yeah. I'm still going high sign. Don't matter.
Like I ain't got the butt myself. I'll kick you out just like Martin be kicking people out. Since you want to say I look like Martin, asshole.
You do look like Martin. That's what the people say. That's not what I said.
That's not, man. Stop.
That what Tank said. That's not what I said. I said you didn't look like Martin. That's what the people said, bro. What you want me to do?
You defended me. You defend me.
What the fuck I look like defending you? You a fucking grown man. I ain't defending you. Damn right. I hope they shit all over you.
See, now you taking something. You full of shit. This is why people don't trust you.
I don't. Well. No, you shouldn't trust me.
And all y'all that's co-signing Greg in that bullshit ass short, y'all can go to hell too. Every last one of y'all. I see y'all.
They the one who told me to do it. I put it in the Discord. They told me, hey man, you got to get him, Greg. You got to get him. I say, I'm gonna go ahead and get him, dog. I got to get him. Man, what else we got?
Told you what I just told you what we had, man.
Man, I forgot, dog. You just said I ain't got a good memory. I'm just proving you right. Man, what's next, dude?
I need better help. God damn it.
What?
Need better help.
What help?
What? That was the last one. Oh, last thing. One thing we didn't talk about was big drama show. The big drama show with Clarissa Shields and AB, Alicia Baumgartner. So that's the only thing we had left. Only thing we had left was about Clarissa Shields and Alicia Baumgartner. That's the only thing we had left that we hadn't talked about on the videos we hadn't talked about yet.
I don't know if I want to talk about them, man.
Told you, ass.
Man, hey, listen. We talked about Tank and Leonard yesterday. You done missed that. You done missed everything. Boy, you blind as a damn bat.
Bring it up, you asshole. See,
I knew I should have handled all this, man. This is my fault. Your bad
vision. Always your fault.
You can't see none of the damn
it's
content.
Always your fault.
I'm getting ready to open up the phone lines, my guy.
Good. God damn. Y'all see what I gotta deal with? AB lost to Michaela.
Bear with me, guys. I'm getting this phone line open.
Yeah, I think Clarissa's more skilled than AB, and she's a larger boxer as well. So AB will come up a lot. You know, for her to be talking about AB is talking about coming to 147, but Clarissa ain't fought 147 forever.
She said she would, though.
Was 154. Yeah, she said she would, but I mean, to your point, just very similar to your gripe about Bud going over to Australia. Why would Clarissa go all the way down to 147 if she's haven't been there in like 10 years?
She shouldn't have said she would.
I agree. She did say it.
Man, we got a legend in the building right now, all the way out of Boston. Let them know who you are.
What's going on, fellas? FSU all day. You know how it is.
Exactly.
But every day, all day for you. I knew who it was.
Yo, everybody's bringing up this Crawford and Tim Tszyu fight, guys. It's like Tim Tszyu is the D side in that fight. And even if Bud goes to Australia and fights him, it's gonna be worse than Jeff Horn. It's gonna be a beating because y'all seen Tim Tszyu. He's a rough guy, but his defense is trash, and he gets hit. The skill level Crawford has against that dude, I think that dude's face will be, by the 6th round, will be like Hamburg if it goes that far.
I think he dog walks him too.
Yes, I mean, it'll be bad. I think Crawford cleans that division out, man. I just really do. I can't see it. But what I was going to say is this, too, is like, to me, Devin Haney's big fight was Lomachenko's. I don't that the Regis and Josh Taylor, them dudes was overrated because look, Regis fought somebody that Richard Hitchison fought, right? And Regis struggled with that dude. And Richard Hitchison, that was like a walk in the park, that fight. It's like, so I look at them guys, everybody was thinking them dudes at 140. I think the dudes at 140 just got there. The dudes that was at 135. I think it's really Tio, Subriel, and Anton Russell, and Devon. Well, I agree with y'all. Devon's a 147-pounder, but he's there now. So they should fight. And that Devon always says, he people, they say something, said, let's fight. I don't want to see Devin fighting Mario Barrios. If you're going to go to 147, fight a champion, fight Boots. But if you're going to stay at 140, your next fight should be Matias, because I don't think Tszyu will fight him yet, because I think they want to let that marinate. You know what I'm saying? So, what do y'all think about that?
Man, so he moves to 47, Boots going to kill him.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. His father's not going to put him in. That would be like sacrificing.
Yeah, so at 140, again, I've said that people make a little bit too much of Devin's resume, and I do think he has a better resume than Tank, but it's only slightly. And
no, I think it's around the same. The Lomachenko takes him over a little bit.
Yeah,
but I think it's around the same.
I think he has a slightly better resume. But my thing is this. Two things can be true. I also believe that, as a part of that, when you look at, to the point that you made, man, Regis was tailor-made for him, dog. And it was clear.
For sure.
And when you saw him in there against a more skilled fighter, even a fighter that was smaller in Lomachenko, you saw the difference between Lomachenko and Regis Prograis. So I agree with that. Matias, I would love to see Devin in against Matias. But I don't think that fight's going to happen. I don't think they have any real interest in fighting Matias. And that's where you go back to,
but,
they say everything.
If Devin Haney fights Matias or Tank, it's going to look like Kareem, what's his name, against Boots Ennis. That's how he's going to have to fight them. It's going to have to be jab and move. He can't sit down and you'll never see Devin. Devin was throwing 4-punch combinations at Lomachenko because he was little. He does that against Matias or Tank, he's going to get clipped. And then both of them dudes are throwing like garages at you. So I'm like, and don't get me wrong, I think Devin can, I think them will be great fights, but man, that's something coming back at you. Like I've seen Devin look great against dudes that really don't have something coming back at you. We just did, but he was so slow, man. Devin could have went to McDonald's and came back between punches. But it's hard. I want to see the fights because I'm an older brother, and it's like this stuff in boxing right now is just killing me, man. You know what I'm saying? These cats don't fight. And earlier y'all said about if Anthony Joshua loses to what's his name, Francis Ngannou, it's not a thing on all of boxing. It's a thing on the heavyweight division because y'all know the heavyweight division. They ain't really no skilled dudes in the heavyweight division. Like what's the boy's name? Usyk is probably the most skilled dude. The rest of them dudes are just big, brawlers, man. There's nobody out there like Lennox Lewis or that had skills like that. You know what I mean? So to me, Fury's a juice guy. So the heavyweight division to me is trash, man. It's Wilder's a one-punch guy. Joshua's gonna have trouble with Francis Ngannou because for the reason Fury did, because Fury's used to putting his weight on dudes. So ain't Joshua. You can't do that with that brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if that brother could hold Joshua off and land a shot, like Greg, you might be right. You might be doing that. What Steph do that when he put his hands to the side? Might be that night time, that NyQuil.
Yep. My gut feeling is, man, he going night, dog, and I can't shake it. I can't shake that feeling whatsoever, man. I feel like he's going night, bro.
Eddie Hearn will lose his mind if that happens, man.
I'm okay with that.
But y'all have a great night, man. Good talking, y'all.
All right, fam. Later. That was FSU Walk in the building. So the phone lines are back open. Yeah, man, he said some interesting things there. Man, Devin, I think Devin is going to be forced into a choice sooner rather than later in terms of just his overall weight. And I think that's going to force him into a situation. Man, what about them Huskies?
Man, look, we're going to have to let that go, man. You can't, look, this is almost, for us in Seattle, this is almost as hard for us to talk about as Pete Carroll's call and Russell Wilson's play call at the end of the Patriots game. That's what this seemed like. Because I still can't. It's not right. It's not right.
I feel you.
It's not right. It's just some things that ain't right in the universe, and the Huskies not winning was not right. Michigan don't deserve to win. They ain't deserve to win like we would deserve to win.
Apparently they did.
Man. Oh, and another thing, you know what I forgot? Oh, I forgot to bring this up. Bro, our running back was hurt in the middle of the game, and early in the game. He got stepped on. So we out here trying to run with half a running back. And then our quarterback got stepped on. Man, we out here playing with a whole bunch of injured players, man. And we expect them to turn up. Man, man, Michigan had everything going for that game. I kind of rewatched it a little bit. I wanted to skip the first quarter, but I rewatched it a little bit, man. And I forgot that our running back got hurt. I was so interested in the game to see how the game was going to go. I didn't even put that two together.
Gotcha. But what's going on, man?
You know, it's all good over here. Man, I told you guys, bro. I told you guys Terence is going to fight that boy Tszyu. I told you this a while ago that Terence was possibly going to fight Tszyu. And I told you I ain't have no problem with it. Whether you go over there, whether he come over here, go over there and do it. Because, yes, that's going to set you up for the Nello fight. I don't care what everybody want to say. Terence is going to get that, man. If Terence want it, Terence is going to get it, man. And for all this Devon and Tank talk, they need to go get that money over there in Saudi Arabia, bro, or wherever they're trying to go get that money at. They need to go get that money. I think that's big for boxing, honestly, because that would just show if it is really the purses that's holding up all these fights, somebody can make a purse and get the big fight. You know what I mean? So the casual fan might not know the back end of how this all came about, but what do they see? And then think about how that Fury and Ngannou looked. They had separate rings, stages, people sitting down on thrones and stuff. And that's Fury and what's it called? And God, imagine what Tank and them guys going to do. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be huge. That is going to be huge. And if Devin seemed not to fluctuate and care about weight, because if he starts Tank, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be at 140. It's going to be at 135. Then and SHAKUR should be on the table too, because that's a big name as well. It might not be big as Tank, but SHAKUR should be on the table too. And for SHAKUR, if he can't get nothing like that, SHAKUR needs to go in there and fight Frank Martin. I think everybody's letting that die down. I think that's still a great fight right now.
SHAKUR said he'll run that back with Frank Martin. He would spin that block again.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I just think that they're going to have to come with an amount of money, and I think the amount of money that they're going to have to come with for Tank is going to have to be substantially higher than it is for like Devon. You know what I mean? To go over to Saudi Arabia, but people think that we talk about roadblocks for the fight. It's not that, man. It's just understanding to some extent what's going on behind the scenes in regards to just the overall business associated with it, and understanding that that's going to prevent the fight from actually happening. You know, Shawn Porter said it best that none of these guys really want this fight right now, because this has been the standard practice in boxing to try to wait till a fight gets as big as it can. And, you know, Devin is at a certain profile right now, and his profile is building for sure. But it's probably not at the spot where they would want it right now to make that fight. I think they probably see that fight could, you know, that could be another Spence versus Crawford. However, that situation it can't marinate as long as that did, but because that was a mistake for doing that. For whatever reason, you believe the fight marinated too long. That was too long. So I just don't see the fight happening now. But the problem with this particular fight, and I think the reason why it's going to end up being Tank and SHAKUR and not Tank and Devon, I just don't think Devon's body is going to allow him to stick around long enough for the fight to be made. I don't see it happening.
You talking about him getting heavier?
Exactly. He's a big guy, man. He's big.
I don't think, look, it's never going to be as big of a fight as long as SHAKUR Stevenson, Tank Davis, and Devin Haney all still got that 0 by their name, and they all still stay within the Sullivan and still in the same relevant 1 to 2 weight classes from each other. It's not going to be that because it's a 3-headed monster, and boxing don't really have that. Or I don't know when the last time boxing had that. You know, I'm not really too much of a historian, but this is a true 3-headed monster between those two. I'm going to keep it a stack.
I'm not putting T.O. up there. I'm not putting Ryan up there, bro, because them guys, I've seen them guys have so many flaws and that could get beat that I haven't seen SHAKUR and I haven't seen Devin and I haven't seen Tank has. That's where I'm keeping it at. You know what I mean? So I think it's always going to be that. It can't marinate if it's always a conversation between, I think he could be him, but I also think they could be a good fight. And then these two, if you take him out, could be a good fight. It's never going to be just two.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Totally. I would love to see the fight get made. If they're going to make it, they got to be now. I mean, it has to be now. Or in the next,
too much longer.
You talking about in the next 6 to 8 months, they got to make the fight. If not, I don't think it's going to happen.
For Tank and Dev?
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
So what do you think? So where does that leave? I mean, at the end of the day, so where does that leave a big fat fight with the SHAKUR thing? Because do you think SHAKUR is ever going to catch up to Dev, and do you think SHAKUR can get that Tank fight?
I think SHAKUR can get it.
His next fight.
I think if SHAKUR profile was at Devon's level right now, because I think personally, maybe other people think differently about this, but I think Devon's profile is higher than SHAKUR. I think if SHAKUR's profile was at Devon's level right now, we'd see Tank versus SHAKUR late 24 or mid 25. But SHAKUR is, I don't see that fight happening anytime soon either. But I'm on record stating that Tank needs to fight one of SHAKUR, Devin, or Frank.
But that's what I'm saying. Hey, so how the hell? So wait. I hear you, and what you're saying when you say that on record, bro. What does SHAKUR need to do to position himself for that Tank fight? Then it would be Frank to get to that Tank fight. It would be SHAKUR versus Tank versus Frank Martin to get to that SHAKUR fight, right?
I like SHAKUR. SHAKUR would definitely raise his profile by beating Frank. And I think at that point in which he raises his profile by beating Frank, if he were to beat Frank, then now it's about raising your profile amongst the general public by demanding a fight with Gervonta Davis. See, right now, a lot of people don't talk about this, but SHAKUR don't really be having Tank name in his mouth either. He don't have Tank name in his mouth like that. So Devin and team they've had his Tank name in the mouth more than SHAKUR, but I feel like even when Devin was at 35, he wasn't calling Tank out like that. He's been a little bit more active since he moved to 40. But SHAKUR just don't really talk about Tank like that to that great extent. I don't know when that fight's gonna happen, to be honest with you, and I don't know.
Yeah, because if Tank's taking this long with a death fight, bro. I don't think he's gonna take even longer with a SHAKUR fight. I don't see him pressing that trigger fast, and that's what I'm trying to say. What is he gonna get that boy up there? And if he can't get up there, will he catch up with Dev by moving up weight?
Tunnel said something that I thought was interesting in the comment section. He said, "Don't resign with Top Rank," and I think that's probably correct.
That's what I was thinking too. I was wondering how many fights he had left with Top Rank, because he's already with them.
Facts. Just don't re-sign with him. I'm not saying he got to sign with. He could be independent. He got a big enough name to do that.
What? Oh yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but like I said, I hope that fight happens. You know what I mean? Oh, and another thing, bro. Do you know the reach advantage? Do you know who has the reach advantage between Ngannou and Joshua?
Probably Ngannou.
Oh my God! Hey, that just answered my question. It might be a long night for that man. I told you what was going to happen when the Fury was, right? And I don't give a damn about Fury not wanting to practice that well. You still went in there, my man. And he still dropped you, bro. Imagine, even if you didn't practice like you said, he dropped you, bro. So, with that being, Joshua is not really defensive responsible. He's not too defensively responsible. So, don't be surprised if if he's getting Francis is throwing his punches over him. If Joshua's trying to get in the side and Francis is punching over his punches, don't be surprised on that. And you guys got to remember, Francis has a knockout floating backward. He was going backward. Look at it. Hey, I don't care about no which sport. Look at it. Look at the knockout. He has a knockout going backwards, bruh. It's crazier than Deontay and Haney is. Bro, hey, it's gonna be a good one. He ain't going in there to play with this man. He ain't going in there to play with him. And Joshua don't got a big enough dog like you guys are saying. So Fury got a dog. Fury can get mad. Joshua don't got that. Because if he did, he would have brought the dog out when Ruiz was beating him. Could you imagine Fury? I mean, and Ngannou putting him down, and him. He's not gonna have no fighter coming back. Ooh, I got put down. Let me fight harder. No, he's going to get up and try to fight a different level, try to run the plan B. Or kick something to the same thing. He don't got that dog to switch it up in the middle of a fight. So, don't be surprised if this same thing type of thing happens.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. I don't have any confidence in Anthony Joshua.
Me either.
So.
He don't got no. He just don't. And bro. Ooh, another thing I don't got like what to do. How you gonna run for all these years, bro, away from Deontay Wilder? Didn't he offer you like 50 mil, 40 mil, or something like that, and you still didn't want to take the cake? And then once you see this man lose or whatever in a lackluster performance, now you want to fight this boy Wilder? This is crazy. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to Joshua.
I don't think he wants that fight, Anthony Joshua. I don't think he matches up well with Deontay Wilder, and I think he knows that.
He definitely don't match up well with the old Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, Wilder looked terrible in that fight. I don't know what was going on with him.
Bro, that old Deontay Wilder, when he was just, I'm trying to tell you, I really went back and studied the last 6 fights of him, bro. Just look at the Joseph Parker fight. I mean, not the Joseph Parker, the Dominic Brazili fight. How he was throwing it out, like, bro, he threw off more, man, right hand straight down the middle than he did that whole Joseph Parker fight. He was really trying to get that man up out of there. And Wilder don't even come with that no more. He didn't even come with that in the Helenius fight. That's the crazy part. He won a fight and didn't even come with the same type of energy.
Yeah. I don't know man, how old is Wilder now? 37, 38?
37.
Bro, Wilder. Yeah, and if you look at he's over there talking about recording music. He's over there talking about all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he's really into it mentally like he should be. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I mean, I'm not saying he can't snap back into it. I think the certain fight, like he said, would bring it. I actually think he beat the dog shit out of Joshua still. But just because I think he would get mad before the fight and just like, yeah, finally I got my hands on this dude. But other than that, man, like, bro, I think outside of that fight, I think he's done. I don't think he's gonna make another Fury run. I don't see that.
I think he's 38 years old, man. Father Time might just have caught up. Yeah. You know, sometimes, I mean, we all get older, man. Like this shoulder right here, it is awful. I can't do nothing with it. It is terrible right now. I can't even work out, man. This shoulder hurts me so bad now. So that's what ends up happening when we get older. Joints and things don't actually react in the same way they used to. And he's an older guy now, and he might not be the same as he was before. I don't know.
Yeah, he just wasn't even trying to fire it off like that, man. That's the scary part, bro. Deontay Wilder's supposed to be the ultimate street fighter boxer. You know what I mean? Coming in there brawling, but we ain't seen him. When last time we seen him brawl?
That's all the brawl, man. The older you get, man, the less brawl you got in. Your body don't react the same way.
Yeah, he didn't. It seemed like he was just went into it. His last fight, he talked the talk, and even then, his talk wasn't like it used to be, you know, in the press conferences leading up to the fight. And then during the fight, that's why I always say it was more so what Deontay didn't do versus what Joseph Parker did do. Like when I was watching the fight, I was telling Gregor, like, why is Deontay exiting towards Parker's right hand? He kept doing it the entire fight, and he took the shot. He took Parker's toughest shot, and then dropped from it, you know, but. Yeah, that lets me know his mind wasn't there because you don't make those rookie mistakes like that.
I agree.
Yeah, that's how I feel in that situation. But I'm gonna get with you guys, man. Salute Jason and Greg. Salute AM Podcast. Hopefully my Huskies bounce back so I can get up on everybody, man. And you know what I mean? We could be good. Oh, matter of fact, hopefully Michael Penix Jr. go to Seahawks, man. You know, that's what I really want.
Well, it might happen. We'll see.
You said what?
I say it might happen. We'll see.
Yeah, man, because we don't in Seattle football, man, Seattle sports in general. Because man, our none of our teams is good, man. Right now, man, we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. We got to see if we can get our Sonics back this next coming year. But all right, man, salute AM Podcast, man. Salute Jason and Greg, man. I'm gonna tap in with you guys.
All right, man. Salute.
Appreciate you, Band Up.
That was Band Up, and I hate to inform him, but his Huskies, they are done. Coach gone and everything of the sort. 248. You on the line with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on with you, fam?
This is Grant G. What's up, you guys?
What's going on?
Man, I'm hearing a lot of Aiken doubters, man. Listen, maybe hindsight of 2020, but I feel like AJ out of the top three, out of the Wilder, the Fury, he's arguably the most proven.
In what sense?
Say again?
In what sense? How is he more proven than
Fury? In what sense that his resume stacks up better than Wilder and Fury, honestly. Like, I feel like we kind of rate Ngannou's performance over Fury, who was inactive for starters. I mean, yeah, he got dropped, but so did, what's his name? Cunningham, the cruiserweight. Same thing. Got dropped by him.
Yep.
He did get dropped multiple times by Wilder, man. And frankly, I mean, we all kind of know Fury probably wasn't in, like, fight mode for that fight. I don't think AJ is going to overlook Ngannou, and I see him getting Ngannou out of there, honestly.
Well, we'll see, but I don't know about the resume thing. I mean, he has who's on his resume? White?
So he's got Tyson Fury's other best win. He's got Klitschko on there. He got him out of there. Let's see.
But Klitschko was 105 years old.
Yeah, Klitschko was a little older when he fought him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he was old when he fought Fury too. He was old when he fought Fury.
Not as old.
What was it, like a year?
He got dropped by Klitschko too.
He also got some bad losses on his resume too.
Okay, all right. Fury. Ruiz, that can happen to anybody. Okay, Usyk is a supreme boxer.
I agree with Usyk. I agree with that.
He's pound for pound top three. I know people forgot because Inoue and Crawford, but he's still in my pound for pound top three. Who cares about pound for pound? I mean, AJ, man, he's been in there with these tough fights. Like like people talk about Wilder's resume and Fury's resume, like, and how they're lacking. AJ was in there with those guys, like back when Dominic Brazil was undefeated. Even he fought Kubrat Pulev. Yes, he was old, but he got in there with them. He went
Brazil
back and he outboxed them. Okay, there was we weren't just saying he was like a Jared Anderson, but he was a decent heavyweight at a point in time. You know, he got Wally out of there easy. I think AJ's been active. All the things that Fury hasn't fought, consistently good competition, and I can see him getting Ngannou out of there. But that's my piece, y'all. Thanks for having me on.
All right, appreciate you, fam. Thanks.
All right, see y'all.
That was an interesting take, man. Some support there for AJ. I know somebody else that called in from the 203. I feel like I know who that is, but when they call back, we'll see. We got our lender for life is in the building. What's going on with you, Jerry?
Tim Cook. Happy Monday, my friends. How are y'all today?
How are you, man? How are you doing?
Hey, I know when I call and my voice is heard, Greg has that look on his face like, I'm going to take this with cognac on ice. While Jason looks like he's about to take a glass full of vinegar. I get it. It's an acquired taste. When you drop in fat, it gets hot in the kitchen. But let me ask you a question.
I somehow tend to lean that Jason is more of a Tank fan than Greg, right? And so let me ask y'all a question. Who is more popular, SHAKUR or Boots?
SHAKUR.
Who is more popular, Devin Haney or Boots?
Devin.
Okay. Why is it that SHAKUR needs to build on his status? Olympian,
I know where he's going.
two-time world champion, et cetera, Devin needs to build. I guess I'm not sure what the excuse is, but I'm sure his image isn't big enough, right?
Okay.
Is that what it is? Other than the weight, well, I'll get to that here in a minute. But they're not big enough to fight Tank. Is that correct?
I'm not saying that they're not big enough to fight Tank. I'm talking about the business on it. I don't think either side would actually want to fight right now.
I'm telling you the business of it. If you listen to Ellerby, that fight ain't ready. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the PBC playbook, wash, rinse, and repeat. All you got to do is watch what happened between Spence and Crawford, brother. And you're watching it again with Tank. But this time, it's going to be more than just a car wreck. It's going to be more than just a car wreck. Because Tank is destroying his image as we speak. I mean, I know he doesn't realize it because he made a ton of money. And he doesn't need this person or that person. But why is it that it's okay for every Spence fan or even Ellerby himself to go, you know what's a good fight? Crawford and Boots. Now that's a good fight.
It is. It's a great fight.
And Crawford versus Spence was not a good fight, but there was no money in it. Tank versus SHAKUR, it's not a good fight. It's not ready. Tank and Devin Haney, it's not ready. There's not enough money. Do you see what I'm talking about here?
I do. But the problem is you're comparing Tank to Terence Crawford. There's no comparison in terms of asses and seats.
But no. But the issue is money. And the issue is it's not big enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when the PBC was running that same circuit with Crawford? And Crawford went, I've got investors that'll give us the money. And you know what Helmet said? No. Well, why will you short yourself, Spence? How did Spence shorten himself if you're saying there was no money in it? So let me fast forward. I won't go through that again. So now, fast forward. We've got money being thrown at you now. For Haney versus Tank. What's the problem now?
But where's the money coming from?
You know where it's coming from.
Where? What are you talking about? You talking about Saudi Arabia?
Absolutely. You know where it's coming from.
And what is the offer from Saudi Arabia?
Well, initially it was $20 million. That wasn't enough.
You believe that?
It wasn't enough. Because now Tank has to make at least $20 million in every fight. And I get it. I'm not hating on that. Because what happens is, and people don't really understand this part, is that when you make that kind of money, it's tough to go backwards because then you're diminishing your value. The problem with Tank, as opposed to Crawford, how he made his 20+ million, is that Tank made it versus Ryan Garcia, and Crawford made it versus one of the best welterweights of this decade. And Tank wants to continue to make these fluffy fights with Pitbull Cruz and wants 20-something million. Wes Crawford wants the best. I'll fight Boots. Get me the money. Right?
That's the difference.
Only he said he doesn't want to fight Boots.
No, he would fight Boots. He would fight Boots. And I tell you, you guys are focusing on the wrong person. You just said that why are we asking boxers to take pay cuts? You just said it, Greg.
Yeah, I did.
You just said it. So basically, even if you listen to Crawford, even if you listen to Bernie the boxer, they said the money needs to be there. Because your boy Boots needs to either build up his credibility, his public image, right? Somebody needs to throw money at it. And my thinking is, if Crawford does not fight Tszyu, they need to petition that fight to go to Saudi and have the Prince throw the money at it. Now, when I hung up last week, my friends, and I like it, because you let me cook, and then Greg comes back and he counterpunches, and I leave it there until the following week. And that's okay. And that's okay. You know, I see some of the PBC minions in the chat going, oh, Crawford needed, his problem was he was the top rank. SHAKUR's problem is he's the top rank. You know why you want him to leave top rank? It's so important for every fighter to leave top rank when they fight PBC. Because the PBC is 4-22 against top rank. We can't afford those L's to keep piling up against Bob Arum. Don't look good. So, yeah, we'll take that ass whooping, but not under the top rank banner. Come on, man. Come over here. Go independent to someone else. We ain't taking an arrow like that. Here's the problem that the PBC is going to have in 2024. You've already announced some sort of deal with Amazon. We don't have a schedule. I don't know. The first card is supposed to come out March 30th. We're about to go into February. Where you at, Al? What's going on, man? What's going on? Because the fans ain't asking. Because it's PBC. We can't talk bad about the PBC. But you know, the general boxing fan that loves the sport is asking, what the hell is going on? Right? Because no one else is curious. Except somebody like myself. What's going on now? Where are you, dude? Are you guys wondering about that? You know what I mean, and so, Jason, let me ask you a couple questions, man. So your boy Tank wants a couple of Ferraris, not to fight Devin Haney, to just listen. Right? You see something wrong with that? You see something wrong with that? Jason? Okay.
I see something wrong with him with a couple of Ferraris. Is that what you're asking?
Do you see something wrong with Tank wanting 2 Ferraris just to sit down and listen? What has Tank accomplished in his career?
But you're not talking to Tank. He's not going to make that decision.
But what I'm asking you, what has Tank accomplished in his career to make him feel so entitled? You know, at first, when Tank and Mayweather were having their disputes, I was like, man, I could see it. Because Tank was in the background, Mayweather was in the forefront. Every great, successful person has some sort of narcissist in them. And Mayweather will talk about himself. He's made some mistakes. But you know what Mayweather was also doing? Because the green print is to get your name out there and make it popular in different cultures. Mm-hmm. But what Tank is missing is that he doesn't want to make big fights. He's not interested. Where Mayweather is. Mayweather threw out Lomachenko. Tank thought, they're trying to set me up to lose. Mayweather last year said the fight to make is Tank versus Teofimo. Tank ever jump on board and go, yeah, make that fight? Here's the problem I'm having with Tank. I respect his talent. He ain't a serious Jedi. I'm shooting for greatness competitor. Right? Because we talk about Haney being too big. He's at 140. Haney was at 135 for 5 years. What was his excuse then?
What was Haney's excuse?
I'm
Goes
sorry.
both ways.
There was no excuse.
Where was the $20 million?
you don't think...
What was the $20 million?
Listen,
But where was the $20 million offer when he was at 35?
Haney and SHAKUR have been wanting to fight Tank for a few years now. And I know Greg's like, man, SHAKUR never calls out Tank. Well, you know what? Google is your friend. And I actually sent you a clip. In 2022, SHAKUR got tired of talking about Tank. And he said, his last interview, he said, I am going to expose that guy. Stay away from me as long as you can. And that's the last time I'm going to talk about Tank. And since that interview, he's just like, you know what? Tank is whatever he wants to be. If they want to fight me, they know where they can find me. Send me over an agreement.
Send the clip.
Right? I will send it to you, my friend. So that is why SHAKUR doesn't talk about Tank anymore. It's a waste of time. And that's what's going to happen with Haney. Bill Haney needs to move on. He's wasting his time with Tank. What's today? January 22nd, 2024. You heard it here first. The next big fight Tank is a part of, where his opposition has a great chance of beating him, Tank will lose. The one thing the PBC knows, is that when they're playing hardball with you, like they did with Crawford, there's no money. Who's he fought? It's because they know their boy is about to lose. That's their way of saying, we don't want you to make that fight. But like Al couldn't tell Spence that. Spence was going, dude, I'm indestructible. Shit, you see what I just did to Ugas? I'm the eye collector. Al Heyman's thinking, you about to get your eye collected. I'm trying to save your ass. Now, are you going to listen to me? You may need a rematch with Crawford. I get it, but it ain't going to be now. You're going to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman and Spence at 154 is going to happen. That rematch, and what I'm hoping for is this. Keith Thurman, Spence, 154. I don't know if they can do it, but it'd be great if they can fight for the vacant IBF 154. Melo in the winner fight. Drew Crawford get it on. The winner fights. Where the hell comes out of there? We're undisputed. But let me get back to your boy Tank. Tank knows. It's around the corner. And I respect Tank because Tank is a little different leading up to a fight as opposed to after the fight. He respects his opposition. Leading up to it, I don't know what happened to Tank. I don't know what's going on with that guy. Ain't his nails. He's got purses. I don't know what's happened to him. And then asking for 2 Ferraris just for me to sit down and talk to you. Brother, you beat Ryan Garcia. Calm down. In a fight that Ryan Garcia thinks it had a million pay-per-views because of him, and Tank thinks, I'm the face of boxing. But you know what's going to happen in 2024? Because Tank's only going to fight on pay-per-view, which is different from Ryan Garcia. Right? If you are truly the face of boxing, Tank, Canelo did 500,000 versus John Ryder. No one knew who the hell that was. No one knew who the hell Bivol was. But, like, your highest pay-per-view showing was 220,000 versus Roley. which everybody forgets came out of the mouth. Showtime. But he's the face of boxing after Ryan Garcia. So you know what you need to do your next fight, whether it's Rayo or whoever it is. You need to sell 500,000 pay-per-views, my friend, because you're the face of boxing, right? You're the face of boxing. You better not come back with 150 or 200 and still talk about you're the face of boxing, right? I'm pretty sure we'll all agree on that, right?
No, actually, I agree with you on that one. I think that holds true for both Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis. I'm actually interested to see what both of them do when they come back because, you know, his name has been tied to Errol Spence for quite some time. Let's see what he does when he fights Tim Tszyu, pay-per-view wise.
Yes. And so the crazy thing talking about Pitbull Cruz, because according to Tank's trainer, he was one of the best lightweights out there. Oh, no, Pitbull. SHAKUR. No, not SHAKUR. Pitbull Cruz. Your boy Pitbull Cruz is fighting Rolly at 140 with no rehydration clause. Last time I checked, Pitbull is smaller than Tank, isn't he?
Yeah, Pitbull has to because he's the B-side.
Oh, is that why?
Of course.
Okay. I got you. So Rolly's more popular than Pitbull.
Yes.
Okay. Is Pitbull smaller than Tank?
Yes.
Why would he then go up to 140? Tank's scared to go to 140.
Dollars. Tank gonna make that money regardless. He doesn't have to take that risk to make that money. Pitbull does.
Oh, okay. But you know who does take risks?
Who?
Terence Crawford. Devin Haney.
Do they
Shakur
now?
Stevenson.
Do
When
they?
you talk about the face of boxing, I'm going to tell you who the face of boxing is. The face of boxing has a lot to do with who you are as a fan. Okay? To me, the faces of boxing are the true warriors. BBC has one dog left. Spence is done. Charlo's done. All them puff and puff big guys. We're intimidators. We crush people. Gone. Next up, Tank Davis. So I don't even care who Tank fights next. Rayo. Who I like Rayo, but he's a sitting duck. He's Ryan Garcia without power, without the same type of power. Holds his head up high. He's going to get knocked out. I don't care. Listen, after today, I don't care what Tank does. Because in my eyes, when he does step up, he will lose. So make your money, young man. Make your money while you can. And Saudi Arabia is taking over boxing. You only hear this stuff from pro-PBC minions. If you really love boxing, why would you be upset with the prince who sounds like he's on his deathbed, wanting to make the biggest fights? And Greg, contrary to your beliefs, and I know you're a numbers guy, I'm more on the business side. So your rate of return is nil when you enjoy entertainment. And the prince is about entertainment. The Saudis don't make money on entertainment. Goddamn, they paid AJ $50 million. They're going to pay him $70 million. They paid Wilder $10 million. Parker $3 million. They ain't making. There's no rate of return on that. Rate of investment. They're not. It's not about the profit. It's about putting the fights together. The fights that Americans couldn't put together. Bivol. Beterbiev. Done. Heavyweight. Undisputed. Well, not undisputed.
Yes,
But at
better be
least,
even Bill Law.
at least we're setting it up for that. Done. And so my thinking is, Tank, okay, 20 ain't enough. How about 40 and 2 Ferraris to fight Haney? Let me think about it. You have shown me. You have shown me who you are. The PBC will tell you who they are. The playbook is the same. Wash, rinse, repeat. There's no money in the fight. Get your stature up. But Boots versus Crawford is a good fight, boy. That's a good fight. Get that fight done. And if you don't do it, Crawford's scared. Right? He's scared. Either Big Davis has proven to you that he doesn't want the big fights. And it ain't about the green print anymore. Because if it was, he would have fought Teofimo Lopez when Lopez was at 135. When Lopez was calling him out. Or he will fight him now to catch weight. Because Teofimo will do it. But he won't do it. He won't. So, EBC shows you who they are. They scream it loud and proud. The question is, are you a fan of boxing? Are you a fan of man? Are you a fan of fantasy? Who are you? Happy Monday, my friends.
All right,
Jerry
Jerry.
Soriano, your lender for life. Let him cook.
Appreciate you calling in, Jerry. That was Jerry, man. He gave us so much, man. It's hard to counter what he was saying, but
He won't stop talking.
yeah, but yeah, a lot of it was he was comparing Terence Crawford to Gervonta Davis. They got two different drawing powers. He's comparing what's his name? Pitbull Cruz moving up to Gervonta Davis. That's just there's really no explanation that's needed for that. He said Reyes has no power. That's false. So so I mean, it is what it is. I like Jerry though, man. I try to let him cook, man, because Jerry actually is quite entertaining with some of the stuff he says. But the whole thing about Saudi, he keeps talking about Saudi. Saudi hasn't offered shit, like nothing. So there really isn't a Saudi offer. People are just running with that. But it is what it is. Jay, where are we at on time? An hour and 33 minutes. Man, I want to give a salute to Watch for the Hook, $5. It shouldn't matter who Bud fight if he's the face of boxing, fight Boots. Those are two different circumstances, right? Like the amount of money required for like a Boots Ennis and Terence Crawford is different for Gervonta Davis because one is bigger than the other. 203 in the building. What's going on with you?
Hey, what's going on? Your boy Tunnel Vision.
I thought this was Tunnel. You called earlier. What's going on with you, fam?
Nah, not too much, man. I don't know, man. Shout out to Homeboy, but he's hilarious. So
oh yeah,
shout out to him and everything.
He
and everything that he had to say. But I mean, as far as like the Saudis taking over boxing, I mean, the only thing the Saudis seem to be taking over is UK boxing, and all these European fighters that I guess they can't sell. So
that's exactly right.
They gotta go to Saudi Arabia in order to make some money. And as far as how much they're saying that they're not paying them dudes what the numbers people are putting out there. Are they getting paid? Yes, because there's no need for them to pay them that much, due to the fact that they're from the UK, and there's a cap on what you can make in the UK. As far as pay-per-views, there's a cap on how much they can charge, and even when it comes to the gates, there's a cap. The government actually puts a cap on what they can charge. So they can only make so much. The highest grossing fight, I think, in the history of the UK is like $7 million. Like, I mean, as far as the gate's concerned, it's not that high. So, yeah, you see all the UK fights going over there and all the Eastern European fighters going over there because, I mean, they can't sell. When you can't put them on pay-per-views and have them do massive numbers, I guess, as far as like in the United States or in the Vegas or something like that where the real money is. Because at the end of the day, the money's in the United States. You see all the highest grossing fights, all the highest pay-per-views, gates, is all the United States. They can't sell here. So, that enables them to be able to go over there and do what they're doing over there. But as far as, them offering anything. They didn't offer any, and we know for a fact now they definitely didn't offer Tank Davis anything, despite what Bill Haney was saying. We already knew that when Eddie Hearn didn't back up that. But now we definitely know, because when that whatever the hell his name is, Turkey, when he was saying, oh yeah, we'll definitely, see about doing something like that in the future. Kind of like, when somebody, like, hey, I want to, can you get me into an acting job? Yeah. Give me a call. That type of thing. So I don't know why people are taking it serious. There have been no actual offers that have been made, period. So I'm not sure why people are acting as if there has been an offer. There hasn't been one. And Tank is when he's talking about, man, you better give me 2 Ferraris before I even talk to you. He's basically saying, hell no, I'm not going over there. He doesn't need to go over there. The reality is he's somebody that can actually, do numbers as far as gates are concerned. He can do numbers as far as pay-per-views are concerned. And this whole thing about him needing $20 million every single fight now, that's BS. Tank makes his money off the back end. Tank doesn't get high guarantees. His highest guarantee was against Ryan Garcia, and that was $5 million. That wasn't a lot of money. He makes all his money off his gates and off his pay-per-views, and all whatever it be, I guess, for, sponsorships or whatever else that comes along with it. That's how he makes his money. So whenever you hear people talking about, how he wants $20 million, this and that, that's BS, because his whole entire career, he's been making money off of the back end. And, yeah, they're going to say no to that, just like they did with the Terence Crawford and Earl Spence when they both got offered $25 million. Everybody's like, that's $25 million. He's scared because he's not taking $25 million. And then at the end of it, you have Crawford saying, I'm glad we didn't take that because I ended up making a whole lot more than that. And he actually wished he didn't take as much, upfront money. Because if he took less upfront money, he would have actually made even more money in the back end. So he was actually regretting doing the deal the way that he did it to begin with. You know what I mean? So they're not going to do that. Just like imagine with the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. If somebody had said, they're giving him $25 million, and Tank said no, people would have been going crazy like, that fight's not going to do any numbers like that. He's not going to make any money like that off that fight. But why put a cap on yourself? He didn't put a cap on himself, and the fight ended up being the 6th highest grossing fight in the history of boxing, and his opponent made $30 million. You know what I'm saying? And even with the Terence Crawford, you see how Terence Crawford is looking now. Like now, big boy house. He got the big boy chain like Earl Spence and them be rocking now because he made substantially more money by not putting a cap on himself. You taking money from, like, let's say the Saudis, they take the rights. You're giving them the rights to the fight. They completely control the fight. You're giving them the rights. You're giving up control of the fight. That means now you're not in control of the fight at all. You're having to fight where they want you to fight. You're fighting at the time frame that they want you to fight, which is going to be a time frame in Saudi Arabia. Your fans ain't going out there, so you're not doing anything as far as building up your fan base. You're effing yourself. The only person that this helps would be Devin Haney, because I guess with Devin Haney, they might, give him the money that he wants, because that's what actually will keep these fights from happening. It has nothing to do with Tank. Tank is going to make his money. When they say Tank's not going to take a pay cut, what they mean is we're not going to give you 40% or some crazy thing just because you want to make a certain amount of money in this particular fight. You're going to get paid as you weigh, just like Tank does. Tank pays as he weighs. We're going to look at your numbers, see what you generate, and you're going to get paid based on that. And when they do it based on that, he's going to make his money. Tank is making his money.
Now, Tony, do you understand?
It's not about Tank making his money. It's about how much money SHAKUR is going to want from that fight. It's about how Top Rank's going to want from that fight. It's about how much money Devon's going to want from that fight. Like as Bill said. Bill said $28 million, or don't even bother calling us. We're going to want $28 million. Or before that, he said we're going to want what Ryan made. So the thing is that, when you guys talk about all these other guys and how much, he fought this guy, he wasn't a star, this guy wasn't a star, those guys aren't asking what these dudes are going to want.
And now, Tony, do you understand what I mean then when I say these fights aren't big enough? Because at the end of the day, to the point that you're making, Tank is going to make the money that he's going to make. Therefore, the fight needs to be big enough. You need Devin to build his profile. You need SHAKUR to build his profile such that they'll actually get paid from a fight being made with Gervonta Davis, because he's not going to take the pay cut. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's because they keep saying that they need to build up their profiles because of how much Devon's going to want.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Because of how much Shakur's side, Bob Arum is not. He already said he's not setting up that fight. So I don't know why people keep even talking about that. He's not setting up that fight. The only way Shakur is going to put himself into a space where he can do that fight is if he gets out of that Top Rank deal. When they say you need to get out of that Top Rank deal, it's not that they can just have it on PBC. It's not that. It's that Bob, when the PBC fighters are the A sides, most of the time Bob Arum is not going to do the fight because he's not going to generate the amount of money that he wants. PBC has no problem sending guys out if it makes sense. Last year alone, they let what's it called? What's his name? Go fight Inouye. They had no issue having him fight Inouye. They had no issue letting guys fight fight Anthony Joshua. They had no problem doing that. They have no problem sending the fight. They had no problem letting Andy Ruiz go fight Anthony Joshua. PBC actually lets their fighters go out and fight people in big fights more than anybody. And of course, yes, Top Rank has a high percentage when it comes to them because Top Rank only lets their fighters fight those PBC fighters when their fighter's the favorite. They've always their fighter being the betting favorite. So every single time. So it's not a situation where their fight is the betting B side in any way in every single one of the fights. So when they have the leverage, they have no problem setting up the fights. And PBC's like, yeah, cool. They'll let them, as long as their fighters are getting paid, properly. They'll let Shawn Porter go over there. They'll let De Los Santos go over there. They'll let these guys go over there. They'll let them go out there. Fulton go out there if the money is right. And it's a proper deal. But when it's the other way around, it's different. Top Rank is not sending their fighters over to PBC to get those fights done. And as you saw, as soon as Manny Pacquiao left, all these fights got done. He fought Adrian Broner. He fought Keith Thurman. He was supposed to fight Earl Spence, but he went ahead and fought against Ugas. Mikey Garcia. When his contract was, when he got off that deal, he was able to go ahead and fight, Farmer. He was able to fight, Adrian Broner. He was able to fight Earl Spence. And when he had a deal was set up on DAZN where he could make some money off on DAZN, they let him go to DAZN and get his money over there too. You know what I'm saying? So they let him go ahead and do that. So when Terence Crawford left, what happened? The fight got made when Terence Crawford left. And when it comes to something like Shakur, Shakur, he has one fight left. So, after that fight, if he wants that fight, the only way it's going to happen is if he goes to PBC. And all the talk about them being warriors, y'all need to cancel that bullshit. I'm sorry to that dude, no disrespect, but, Shakur Stevenson had the opportunity to sign to PBC. When PBC, you had, Gervonta Tank Davis at 130 pounds. You had Antoine Russell, Gary Russell Jr. at 126 pounds. You had Little B-Hop, whatever. He got knocked out. Before that, he was one of the highest. He was like one of the main dudes coming up. They had him over there. He could have went over there when they had all that smoke. He decided to go play with, where it was softer and easy to fight on Top Rank. Put his resume and have Tank Davis. Give Tank Davis that resume. Tank is getting trashed off that resume. People will piss on him off that resume. But for some reason, that resume is cool for Shakur. Terence Crawford, his resume was trashed for years. And he had the opportunity to sign the PBC, before or be a free agent and get all that smoke when them dudes were pretty much in their primes and fighting each other. He chose not to. He chose to re-sign. And the only way that Earl Spence fight happened was Spence giving up way more than what he was supposed to. That man even took millions out of his own pockets and gave it to that dude, let that dude walk out first. Everything, gave him basically 50-50, all that in order to have to make that fight happen. He had to give up over and beyond what was necessary for that particular fight to happen. So there's nothing worry about that dude. Okay, that dude made sure that I'm going to be financially paid to the absolute fullest if I lose that fight. And if he wasn't going to hit a certain number, he was not doing that fight. Okay? Mm-hmm. And even with, and I'm going to go down the list, even with Devin Haney, same thing. Devin Haney coming when he signed, he could have signed to PBC or he could have signed the top rank where all the smoke was in the beginning. He didn't do that. He went and signed at the zone where there was nothing over there because they were giving him the most upfront money, and he was fighting trash competition, and he didn't make no move until after Kambosos got that win off Teofimo Lopez. Then all of a sudden he signed a 3-fight deal to fight against Kambosos, who's, you can say whatever you want. Kambosos is trash, okay? And he fought against Kambosos, fought against an old Lomachenko, who he called old. And then after that, at that point, he could have fought Shakur Stevenson. If he was a warrior, like you say, he would have went through, it was necessary, went to purse bids, everything to get that fight done. And he would have forced that fight because he was in a space where he could have forced that fight. He didn't do that. He dropped that belt and kept it moving. He could have forced a Teofimo Lopez fight because that would have been the biggest move. If you're talking about being, that on that gangster shit, the right route would have been to force the Teo fight through the WBO Super with you moving up. Then after fighting him, then go to the zone and take on whatever his name is, Regis. And then after taking on Regis, then go to PBC to take on them to get them other 2 belts. That would have been the move to make. But he didn't do that. He went over there and got Regis, a guy who looked like absolute trash, and went and got that belt. So there's nothing worry about that. He wouldn't have been he wouldn't be talking about moving up to take on Keith Thurman or take on Barrios. He'd be talking about going up and taking on Ennis. He'd be trying to fight Matias right now, a fight that is very makeable. That's not what he's doing. So there's nothing. So when y'all keep bring out things like dudes or warriors, there's nothing worry about that. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing worry about that. So, unfortunately, when it comes to Devon, that fight's not happening with Tank. All they're doing is clout chasing, using his name. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to keep him attached to him. That's why in his biggest day, on his biggest fight, he's not talking about his performance against Regis. He's talking about Tank. Because they want to keep their names attached to that man. And it's like, at some point, you're going to have to move on with that. Go do whatever he's going to do. And what he's going to be doing is he's going to be fighting Martin next. That's who he's going to be fighting. So they keep bringing up all these names from Matias to Teofimo to Tank to all these guys. But the reality at the end of the day, the guy that he knows he's fighting next is Sandor Martin, who's signed to Top Rank, by the way, now. So they're not letting him step aside. So that's who the reality is, that's who he's fighting. He's fighting Matias, which is fine. And he can't make 135, that's fine. You stay at 140 and do your thing. Tank does not need, as the A-side, does not need to move up to 140, give up control of the fight, be outweighed by 20-plus pounds, you know what I'm saying, in order, to appease people or whatever it is. Yet somehow these same people won't talk about Devon fighting Ennis. They won't talk about Devon fighting a Charlo or something like that, or Tim Tszyu. They won't talk about that. Guys that are actually his size, by the way. He still wouldn't have that same deficit that they want Tank to go over. When you're the A side, people need to come to you. That's one thing I have to disagree with you with, when you say that Tank needs to fight these particular dudes. These dudes need to find their way to him. That's what they need to find their way to him. When Manny Pacquiao was the man, Shane Mosley needed to find his way to him. Timothy Bradley needed to find his way to him. Miguel Cotto needed to find his way to him. And you were going to make the concession that was necessary to fight him. Miguel Cotto and fighting for his own belt at a catch weight. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya having to come down in weight to fight Manny Pacquiao. Because he had to come to Manny because Manny was the man. When it came to Floyd Mayweather, he had to go up to Oscar De La Hoya because Oscar De La Hoya was the man. That's why he did that. When it came to Tank Davis, in order for him to become a pay-per-view star, he needed a pay-per-view opponent. And that pay-per-view opponent was Leo Santa Cruz. And the only way he could make that fight happen was to go down in weight, because Leo was the bigger name at that time. So he went down in weight to 130 pounds, and not only fought for Leo's belt, but he had to put his own belt up also in order to make that fight. But he hadn't been at 130 pounds in a while. and he had to weigh in multiple times at 135 on multiple occasions. But he still did what was necessary to get what he wanted in order to get that stardom that he wanted. And then he took off from then. Devin is no special snowflake, like I always say. He ain't no special snowflake. He needs to make the same concessions as all these other people did, in order to get what he wants, if that's what he wants. If it's not, that's cool. But if that's what he wants, he's going to have to make those concessions and do what's necessary, to make that fight happen. It's not on Tank to make concessions because he's, to make all these concessions in order to make that fight happen. That's not on him. It's not on Tank to give up and to sacrifice things so a Shakur fight can happen. These guys made their choices of going to Top Rank and going to the zone and taking the path that they made, and Tank took the path that he took. These other guys had the ability to take the same path. They chose the path that they took. So if they want that, they want him, and they want they want the glory that comes with it, they got to make the necessary moves to get to him. He doesn't need to do shit. The days of Earl Spence doing the dumb shit that he did, that's it. Because with everybody else, they're pointing right at him and say, you see that dumbass that did all this unnecessary dumbass shit, melting himself down to a weight where he had no business being at anymore, giving up all this money to this dude, letting him walk out first, giving him all these concessions, and you see and you sitting out, look at what happened. You lost money. Because that's another misconception that Earl Spence made money off that fight. He didn't make money off that fight because he didn't fight in November. Okay, he didn't fight in November. He fought in July, yes, against Terence Crawford. F'd his body up, so he lost and got beat up in that fight, which meant he couldn't fight in December. So in that time frame, he could have had 3 fights. And that pay-per-view only did twice what his pay-per-views usually do. So Crawford didn't even bring in fans where they did like $1 million, $1.5 million or something like that. So when you look at that actual time frame, he actually lost money. And who knows what future earnings he also lost because he did that to his body. And now he has to build up back his fan base maybe, or build up, to the same level he was at. He ended up losing money off of that. They're looking at him as the example to everybody else. And nobody else is going to do that dumb shit. And all the fucking fans who wanted him to do all that, and he made the sacrifice for y'all, and now everybody's talking about how, they don't want to see the second fight anymore. Oh, we don't want to see the second fight. All y'all yapping about that. So why the fuck should somebody else do the same shit, and if they do it, and they get shitted on? And people keep talking about they want to be like the UFC. Stop talking about that, because y'all not like the UFC. Because in the UFC, guys take losses like that, and they're clamoring for the rematch. Because that was the champion got beat, and they want to see if the champion can come back and make adjustments. And the second fight will be as big or bigger than the first. They don't bitch and complain about how, we don't want to see that fight again. That's not what they do. So don't talk about you want to be like the UFC, the boxing should be like the UFC, because you guys as fans aren't like the UFC. You're not like it. So don't clamor for it to be like that when you're not like that. Y'all not like the UFC fans. Y'all not like the MMA. So shut up about that shit. So why should he put himself in what's going to make sacrifice like that for what? So these saying so what if things don't go right, the fans can just shit on them? Is that why he should do it? The fans aren't acting in a way where it would make these boxers do that. Like when y'all talk about, they don't want to lose their O because of Floyd. No, they don't want to lose their O's because of Floyd. They don't want to lose their O's because of y'all. Because of the way you guys treat them after they lose their O's. You guys are the reason why they don't want to lose their O's. Okay, and in the UFC, they don't worry about that. Guys get knocked out, they lose fights, they come back, they still do pay-per-views, they still do super high gates because the fans are still there. And they're like, we want to see him again because that nigga's that shit. He keeps putting himself in these crazy situations. They praised him for that. You don't praise them in boxing. So stop talking about, Floyd. It ain't Floyd. It's y'all. Y'all are the reason why they hold on to their O's. You guys are the reasons why Bob Arum is not gonna put his fighter up in there against top PBC fighter when their fighters are the B side or they're not the betting favorite because they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose as far as marketability on their fighter if their fighter goes there and they take that loss because you guys are gonna walk away from that fighter. So remember that. So stop all that. So all that Saudi stuff is bullshit. because there's a UK boxing over there, and they haven't invested in the United States. You don't see them investing in Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Why don't they give the money up for Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia then? That's a big fight. Give that money to Ryan Garcia so he'll fight Devin Haney. Give Teofimo that money so he'll fight, Devin Haney, if that's what it's about. But you don't see them doing none of that stuff. It's all smoke and mirrors. All smoke and mirrors.
Tana, anything else you want to share with the people?
Nah, that's it. I'm out. Y'all be safe.
All right,
and keep doing y'all thing. And I hope y'all stay true to who y'all are. Just because there's a lot of people out there. This is for y'all. I'm hoping that you guys stay true and you guys stay who you guys are. Because there's a lot of people out there that are bought out, so they put out agendas and bullshit because there's money being put out in their pockets. They flip-flop all the time in what they say. Tank and Ryan Garcia is a trash fight. It's an exhibition. But then when it's Devon fighting him, they're talking about how, they fought 6 times in the amateurs, and this is going to be the 7th fight, and this is the 4 horsemen, and 2 of them are fighting each other. They switch it up like that, Please, I hope y'all guys stay who you are and you don't go on the take like all these dudes. There's very few guys out there that are respectable and credible, whether it be you guys, whether people like Fanon or not. He's putting out what he believes with things. Boxing Ego, he's putting out what he believes in things. But there's a lot of people, and a few others, but there's a lot of people who are they're bought out, and it's seeing what a lot of them have become in the last like 2 years, 3 years or so. It's been very depressing and disheartening because there was a lot of people who really could have did something when it came to the sport, and instead they're just pissing and just shitting on black fighters and when they were supposed to be there to help out and hold down black fighters, but what they're doing is pissing and trashing on them in order to make 1 or 2 fighters look good, and it's bad to see. It's horrible to see. It's disheartening to see. And I'm just hoping that you guys stay true to what y'all are, because all money's not good money, and I'm just hoping it stays that way when it comes to y'all.
I appreciate that, fam.
Appreciate that.
All right, y'all be safe.
All right, later.
All right, Tom.
No, he's 100% correct in regards to all money isn't good money, and we've already experienced that in our short time being on YouTube. in terms of just who you affiliate with and how your ideas and things like that can be, or people can attempt to shape your ideas and that kind of stuff. I hope you guys understand that, genuinely speaking, we say what we believe is the truth, and it could be. Sometimes it's wrong. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be wrong, but we generally
we don't know no promotional company either.
Yeah, exactly. We genuinely say what we think is the facts, and that's why we always welcome other people to come on and share their opinion, whether it's Tunnel or it's Jerry. You saw 2 completely different perspectives on a lot of the exact same topics, and we welcome any and everybody to come on and talk about that. We don't have an agenda for any particular boxer, to be quite honest with you. I say stuff that's critical of Spence. I say stuff that supports Spence. I say stuff that's critical of Crawford. I say stuff that supports Crawford. So does Jason. Things that we like about Devin, things that we don't like. Same with Tank. So, for us, man, it's about coming on here and creating a community and coming in and talking about boxing. But there is no particular outlet or community or entity that we are affiliated with. We just so happen to like a lot of PBC fighters. That's true. But my favorite fighter right now really is Virgil Ortiz. And he's with Golden Boy, and I'm not an Oscar fan whatsoever.
Yeah. You're a hater, Greg.
Facts. I like Bivol. Man, I don't know I don't even know who he's associated with. So maybe maybe. I'm not sure. I like Devin. I've always been a fan of Devin, but and I like what his dad is doing, but don't mean I agree with everything that they're doing and saying, and I can't see through some of the hustling. But at the end of the day, man, we appreciate y'all for joining the channel today. If you out there currently and you ain't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. If you are subscribed, please consider becoming a member. It's $2.99 a month. It helps us to like what Tunnel's saying, stay independent, man. We are independent. We say what we think is the truth, and you get the opportunity, like Tono did, like Jerry did, like Band Up did. You get the opportunity to come on here and use this platform to get your voice out there, because you'll never be on this platform where our voice drowns out your voice. Our voice will never drown out your voice. You get the opportunity to come on here and say what the hell you please, and you ain't getting blocked if you disagree with what we say. Shout out to Jay. Nothing but love and support for y'all. Appreciate you, Jay. Jay, our guy. Jay and I have been disagreeing on a particular topic. Jay, you need to jump into the Discord, man. I've been waiting for you particularly to jump into the Discord, but yeah, man, it is what it is. I like for people to come on here and spit their opinions, dog, and I welcome it. I guess that comes with my job too, dog. Because did Jay hit us with $9.99 twice?
Yeah. No, Jay did, and then John Mack. Appreciate you, John Mack, the $10.
Why do I see $2.99 here twice for Jay? It's up here twice. I don't know what that's about. But and John Mack, man, much love. John Mack and I don't be agreeing on a lot of stuff. John Mack is in the Discord, and like I said, dog, we chop it up, man. We chop it up. So I appreciate that. Molly Mar, what's going on with your fan? Why is Keyshawn sacrificing 135 to SHAKUR? I have no idea. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. But I guess if the money right, they'll fight too. Appreciate you, Ed Soberanis. I think that's how you pronounce your name. All right, appreciate you, Jay, man. Yeah, join the Discord, dog. And Jay, you need to get your black ass in the Discord a little bit more. Yeah, I said it. But anyway, Jay, anything else you want to share with the people, man? Shout out to everybody that participated on the chat today. Everybody that contributed to the channel, man. Much love to y'all. Appreciate it. Jay, anything you wanna share before we wrap this one up? Fuckface. Excuse me. I forgot we still on live. Anything else you want to share, man? Yeah, something to go wrong with this cat mic. Oh yeah, his Bluetooth fucked up. Yeah, I told everybody. Hey, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining. This was spot on time because Jay is having technical difficulties. We'll be dropping content tomorrow, and like I said, man, we got a couple of guys that we're going to try to get on here for some content here this week, man. So be on the lookout for that. I think they're going to get some real good insight. So until next time, guys, peace.